Yeah, very good. Just tired. It's been my responsibilities at the festival. I was the president of the international jury, which sounds really cool, and it is really cool, but it's a lot of work, and it was a really big honor to get. I saw a lot of really great films.
So, first of all, Giuseppe told me to thank you for this opportunity because he was really excited about this, and when he saw you on Twitter, when you applied, he was really, oh my god.
Oh, cool.
So,
We'll tell him prego.
somebody told me that in America, prego means pregnant.
Oh, preggers, it's like slang.
Yeah, so we were like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's a little bit of slang, yeah.
Yeah, so speaking about fan sites and something like that, what do you think about the people that are behind this fan site?
I think it's great. I think that if we didn't have you guys and the fans, Ghostfacers would never have, Ed and Harry would have never existed. When we first appeared in Hell House, there was a definite response from the fans, asking to see. Do you guys want to turn it off? You sure? Coke? Anything? Limoncello? Are you sure? So I think without the fans and the fan sites and the ability for you guys to chat and blog, we wouldn't exist. A lot of shows wouldn't exist. So I think it's a key component. I think it's studios are recognizing more and more how important and how much sort of power you guys have, so to speak. You're our audience. They can now connect to the audience and see what you're watching, what you like, what you don't like, where you want the story to go. So you're as much as a character within the show and how it works as we are.
So, did you know Supernatural before they called you to be part of it?
I did because David Nutter, who directed the very first episode, is like a father figure to me. When I first moved to Los Angeles, he was the guy that brought me down and kind of showed me the ropes. He's been a big person in my life down there. And so I knew about Supernatural way before, like I knew when they were shooting the pilot, I knew when the Jared and Jensen were cast, and David was talking about them. And then when the audition came up for Hellhounds, the casting director didn't want to see me. They're like, no, AJ, he can't be nerdy. He can't be a dorky, and I was like, huh? I'm like, I am a dork. He's like, what are you talking about? And so my agent's like, they said no. So I called David Nutter and said, they don't want me to go in. The cast director doesn't think I'm a dork. She says I'm too good looking or something. And I'm like, I've never gotten that before, ever. I'm like, so he's like, let me make a call. So he called Eric Kripke, and Kripke said, yeah, bring him into an audition. And I auditioned, and then I got the part, and then I met Travis when I went up to Vancouver, and as soon as we met, we were like, boom.
You want to take a sip of that? Or?
Stir.
Okay.
Stir it for a little bit.
Since you talked about Eric Kripke, can you tell us something about working with him and the rest of the crew?
Well, during the first Hellhounds and Ghostfacers, the first time, we didn't have too much interaction with Eric Kripke. But after Ghostfacers, Travis and I loved the character so much that we'd gone to Eric and had said, well, we called up Phil first, and we said, Phil Sugracia, and we said, look, and who directed Ghostfacers? So we love these characters so much, and they're our favorite characters we've ever played in our careers. How do we continue to play this? Because they're fun. Can we go out and shoot videos? Can we get the rights to them? Can we do? So Phil called Eric, and then like 2 weeks later, we got a phone call to have a meeting with Eric. I was like, okay, cool. So we show up, and there's like 15 people in the room. I had like my shorts on and a t-shirt. I didn't know it was like a big meeting, but it was over at Warner Brothers, and I'm like, oh my god. and so they sit down and they said, you know, we're thinking about doing a show with you guys, doing a spin-off. What do you think? And we're like, great. And they're like, and we want you guys to write it. And we're like, huh? So we're like, okay. So Travis and I were really excited, and then there was a lot of Warner Brothers, a lot of ups and downs because the economy was going on, so they weren't greenlighting new shows, and they didn't know if they wanted to have it on television or potentially the web. So there was from the meeting till we actually got the green light on Ghostfacers, about a year and a half. So Travis and I, in the year and a half, just were writing things and putting them up on YouTube, and Travis was running the blog on the site, and so we were kind of just doing it on our own and working our butts off, using our own money, and just kind of investing in these characters to give them life and stay in contact with you guys and, you know, keep the characters alive. So we then got the call last November that Warner Bros. Wanted to do it, and it just was like, got the call in November, had to deliver the script by Christmas, and then we went to camera in January, and we had to deliver it by end of February because they needed it in time to launch, and then I went to finish launch, and then to put it on the season 5 DVDs. So, and I really got to say, I'm really sorry that we couldn't get it overseas. It was so frustrating. We really wanted it, but there's all sorts of, you know, politics and stuff that people have to go through to get something on. It was so frustrating. We're like, why are they not launching it in the States? But they were trying their best. Warner Brothers was trying their best. I don't know what happened, but yeah, but you'll get it on season 5 DVD. When does that comes out here soon, right?
Oh. We don't have season 2 DVDs. We only have season 1. So
wow. Oh, I'm sorry. But you guys got it up on your site anyways, which was great. Yes, when I saw that, I was like, finally. Can people in Europe see that site?
Yes.
Anyone in Europe?
Yes, we get like more than 2,000 visitors each day. So we have a yes. Yeah. So the big question, because you know Supernatural is Jared and Jensen. So what can you tell us about working with them?
I can honestly say they are assholes. They're total assholes. I could kick both their asses with one hand, and Travis would use one leg. I'm not afraid. Bring it, bitches. No, they're great. They are the best guys in the world. For two guys that allowed us to come onto their set and kind of take over. Because Ghostfacers, when we show up, we take over. You don't put baby in the corner. You know, we take over. We come. It's the Ghostfacers show, and they loved it. I mean, we laughed. Jared, especially. Him and I could not get through the scene together. He would start doing something, and then one time I got that line "chisel chest" in the Ghostfacer episode. I just made that up, and he literally fell on the ground, laughing so hard. Got up, walked off the soundstage, laid outside on the concrete, and laughed for like 5 minutes. He's a big man, so when he laughed, he's like, ooh.
Yeah, we met him at the Supernatural Italian Convention last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Ghostfacers want to come to the Supernatural Italian.
Yeah, we hope that.
Yeah, we want to go to all of them. We want to come to all of them.
So we're gonna wait for you.
Yes. Well, just let them know.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to go. Our light is green. When's the next one?
April 2011.
Yeah, we want to.
The 8th.
Yeah, I'd love to come.
Yeah, we're gonna call the girls and see.
Yeah, me and Travis will definitely love to be there.
So, you told us yesterday at the event at the festival that you think Ghostfacers will come again at this.
Yeah, I mean, there was last year, Eric, the conversation we've had with Eric, and going back to just before that, getting to work with Eric when we started writing Ghostfacers, he's the best guy in the world. He, as far as like a leader and a captain of your team, he's always full of positive reinforcement as a writer. So, because we're always like, we'd write something and we'd kind of send it to him, be like, hey, what do you think? Or we'd wait by the email for it to get a reply back, and then he'd send back, he'd like, I love it, this is great. And we're like, oh my god. Travis and I would be high-fiving, like, because we didn't know, like, you know, we don't know what we're doing. And then there was two other great writers that came on, Patrick and Chris. They're companies that the two jerks. They're showrunners with us, and phenomenal guys. But yeah. So what was that other question?